We said one of the things about the jinns is they communicate telepathically, and perhaps their method of communication is not like our race, which we said was what? The word. Are you paying attention to the details? And so the aliens communicate with sound. The aliens communicate with sound. And so if we understand that sound and some different frequencies exist, well, we know, just in our simple understanding, let's touch some of the basics, that dogs and other animals hear different sounds, so we must know that they're different pitches. And all of the Muslims have always known that the jinns are there and they whisper to you, but that whisper means what? A pitch of a different frequency of sound. Are you listening to the concept? And then once you get to understand that sound is what? Sound is what? Sound is something that the Lord Most High made. Just like everything else in the universe, it's alive. Sound is living. Sound is like any kind of word. Sound is word? Well, let's not get lost. Let's stay with the concept, which is communicating with the aliens or the jinns. Well, the Western world has figured out ways to communicate using sound and frequency, and we saw that even in pop culture references. It's my job to tell you the story in a way that you will understand it. Well, from an Eastern society, for example, the most pagan of societies is India, and they are known to have many strange pagan gods and known to be having a lot of interaction with the occult and the dark side and interaction with jinns. But what is not known amongst most people is that because of this long history of interaction with the alien races, the Indians have learned communication or figured out sound in ways that no one else on the earth has of the sons of Adam. And that's how come a lot of the pop culture references go back to Indians having more different pitches and sounds than what we in the West, like I grew up in the West learning ABCD, what every good boy deserves fudge, right? You got a few basic notes. Well, if you study music, and I'm not a musician, so like I said, I'm not going to get into the details of each particular thing, but just to give you some quick points so that you understand in the tale that I'm telling, everything must fit, and I know you want to understand alien, jinns, and all these concepts. So we got to go through it quickly, that Indians have all these different levels of sound because they've known of how to communicate with the aliens or jinns, and sound is a method of communication. Now I'm going to tell you something that is even more miraculous. Because I said that every time I tell you of a miracle of the prophet, that the miracle must be greater than this. We said that one of the greatest miracles of the prophet, that is, he is the last prophet, and so because of that noble status, he got the Quran, the final revelation. And the Quran is the word, not actually the book, but the word to be recited, the recital. And that's because it is that which the Lord Most High spoke. And that which in the very word is something more powerful than all of the supernatural powers of any of the jinns or any technology that can be created therefrom. But just a concept. Now, here's a revelation that is coming to you for the first time in the English language. That you know that one of the miracles of the Quran, no one's ever told you this, so this is just so wild. It'll explain more than any X-File. One of the miracles of the Quran is that when we recite the Quran, the very words that Allah spoke, that Allah chose to speak in the Arabic tongue, that is the exact same way we speak it in English, that when we speak that, the sound that it makes is music to the other races that they comprehend. Now, I told you, if I was going to give you knowledge of the truth, it would be greater than just explaining to you knowledge of how they understand music. It would be a miracle even greater than that. The greatest scientist of UFOs that no one knows is in the deepest secret of the underground bunker. I wonder if he knows this truth, but I'm revealing it to you today, because it is the story of the truth that you must understand that is in the power of the word of the Lord Most High. Never get confused or lost into following any of the misguided ways of any of the evil side. We do not worship or perform any ritual or say any prayer or make any sacrifice or spill any blood or harm any living thing for any reason. This is a planet that Allah has given to us as a mercy, and all of us are the children of Adam. You would never want to harm a son of Adam above all things. Forget about any living thing, and any creature or light or power or mystic or healer that comes to reveal to you something to do that is wrong, then you must never do that for anybody, right? What is wrong, and your soul knows that. And we said that of the fundamentals is what? That there is only one God. La ilaha illallah. And that God created the angels of light. And they are made of light and clearly known by their nature. And they can morph and come in human form, and that's true, and we don't want to get into longer conversations and make that confusing. But they do not have genders and they do not have free will. They obey the commandments of their Lord, unlike the jinn who we've continued to describe. But we get to the point in saying that Allah taught Adam the word, and that this story was going to occur, and Adam continued to try to teach his generations. As each generation progresses, man gets to the state that we are in, where the overall of mankind is unaware of the truth of the light, and the story is unknown, and there are forces of darkness both of mankind and of the other races. And as we said, it is from this moment on that we are given a glad tiding as the human race, that if you understand the story, you are told that now if you follow the light, you have been given the glad tiding of the final messenger, and you have been given the word of God to speak, which is more noble than any word, and that you are following the truth, and that you are on the guided path, and that as a son of Adam, you are the greatest race, and that the message that you have of the light is greater than what the other races have, and that it is incumbent upon you to spread the light to them. Do you understand the story of how noble a task it is? But how many amongst us of the sons of Adam are trying to find the secrets of their knowledge while not knowing that we are the sons of Adam, bearers of the light, the ones that the Lord Most High has said, "Oh, mankind, and oh, all of the universe, I know what you don't know." And the Lord Most High, as the final fundamental, is planner and knower of all of this. So don't get misguided in this story, as I try to give you some quick fundamentals about the jinn and explain the Eastern culture and Western culture, but it is at this point I must get to a dramatic end. And as I said, I'm going to have to start revealing truths about myself. And so I have to give a caveat that in beginning to tell the truth about myself and talking about some of the misdirection and misguidance, I have to admit that I'm just a son of Adam who has been lost much of my life, as many of the sons of Adam forget the truth of this story. And so as I'm warning you not to get lost in the search of aliens and their powers, remember the word. And because I'm telling you the story in its whole form, there is a part that I have to address here, and it is so intense that I have to give the caveat. Like I said, we're going to talk about all the secrets and reveal all the truths. Well, music. Let's just finish off music. Muslims have been debating for all time music. A stupid argument, a stupid conversation. Music is a creation of the Lord Most High. It is a form of communication. What is made to bring and communicated to increase the light is good. What increases the darkness is bad. Always stay the fundamentals. The Prophet would sometimes hear things and say, "This is good. Enjoy, be merry. It is Eid. Have celebration, sing, and enjoy." Other times he would hear a sound and know, this is a sound of darkness. Don't argue about music anymore. Understand the truth of the story. Eid Mubarak, celebrate, enjoy. If there is music that uplifts you and makes you feel closer to the light than it is from the goodness. I'm not a musician, so I don't know. But please, don't argue about music. It's the stupidest thing to argue about anymore. Eid Mubarak. I need a break.